to our top story at hand, and that is what Nancy Pelosi said, or certainly seemed to insinuate in remarks made to reporters not more than 20 minutes ago. Blake Berman on the implications of those remarks, what it means for getting anything else but impeachment done. Blake, what do you got?
Well, Neil, when you take the comments that Nancy Pelosi made specifically on the USMCA and the possibility of Congress passing that, it seemed rather bullish, just strictly USMCA, saying she would like to see it get done this year. I ran that by a source within the administration, Neil, who is immersed with all of the talks involving USMCA and trying to get it passed up on the Hill. And that source told me that they feel at this point, indeed, that, quote, things are happening, that, quote, there are smoke signals right now. But the administration is also looking toward a 4 o'clock meeting up on Capitol Hill among Democratic leadership and what is said after that meeting that takes place this afternoon. Nonetheless, though, as it relates to Pelosi and USMCA, she talked up the trade deal. Listen.
We are moving positively in terms of the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement. Again, it all comes down to enforcement, enhancement too, but enforcement. I do believe that if we can get this to the place it needs to be, which is imminent, that this can be a template for future trade agreements.
But as you note, Neil, there's also the real question of whether or not Democrats who are trying to, or at least going through the process of potentially impeaching the president of the United States, whether or not those very same Democrats will vote for a signature trade deal that the president is pushing. Those questions got amplified with these comments from Pelosi.
What President Trump has done on the record in terms of acting to advantage a foreign power to help him in his own election, and the obstruction of information about that, the cover-up, makes what Nixon did look almost small.
So, Neil, there's really a couple ways. There's more than a couple, but if you break it down, there's kind of two roads from where Democrats go from here. Either they focus on impeachment, and that is the single biggest issue at hand, or they also make the decision that they want to go forward and at least give the public perception as well, a policy and a public perception move that, yes, they can both go forward with impeachment, but also pass an important trade measure at the very same time. Again, that 4 o'clock Democratic leadership meeting is what some inside this building here are looking for to see what potentially is said after that. Neil.
All right, they can talk and chew gum at the same time. It's possible.
They could do that, right, too. Right.
There is that little concept. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, my friend Blake Berman at the White House. USA Today White House correspondent David Jackson on all of these fast-moving developments. Help me with this part, David, the USMCA issue. Do you think, the way things stand now, that they can cobble together a vote on this, pass this, and regardless of impeachment, at least get that done?
Well, I would think so. A lot of it depends on Pelosi and whether she can get get enough votes out of her caucus in order to approve the trade deal. I think the Republicans say they're confident that they can muster the required number from their people. So I would have to say yes, it's very possible as long as the Democrats are willing to go along with it. Now,
I know how politics plays in. They don't want to give the president the credit for this, but this could reflect very positively on the Democratic-controlled House as well. So there is a mutually, beneficial result for this. But what do you think?
Oh, well, yeah, you got to remember, every chance he gets, President Trump bashes the Democrats for paying too much attention to impeachment and not enough attention to real issues like the trade deal with Canada and Mexico. This is a standard comment he makes every day. So I think the Democrats are feeling some political heat over that. I think that argument has had some success with voters. So it wouldn't shock me if the Democrats took action.